Welcome, everybody, to the Rebel Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith, and this is the Thunderstruck Super Series Tour Mod Division. And tonight, we are at Stafford Motor Speedway for what will be a fantastic race. Always excited to call this series. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight as we kind of look at the layout of the track, what we expect tonight. Temperature doing really, really good. Should be a nice, easy breezy day. And we see we're at Stafford Motor Speedway. Very flat track, hardly any banking at all in the turn, so there won't be a high line tonight unless you can just, unless your setup can work or somebody gets a little bit loose. It's all going to be right around the bottom. And so that should make some really tight racing, some tough racing, and we ought to see a couple bumpers get used tonight, or at least a couple bars get used. So qualifying is getting ready to wrap up, but we'll kind of talk about the point standings and stuff just a little bit as we get ready, as we head down to the back half of this schedule. Josh Oswald had a great run last week, won the race, extended his points lead. As Garrett Kinder, Sam Wetstein had some trouble, and while it was close last week, Josh has definitely opened up a nice sizable lead. 249 points. Garrett Kinder at 225 and Sam at 222. Charlie Gates and Mike Hasty round out the top five. So still a lot of racing left to go, but Josh Oswald really separated himself from the field and just having a great season so far. He's been able to stay out of a lot of trouble. He had one issue early on, a few races in. I can't remember exactly what track it was. I remember having some issue, but since then he has been extremely solid. Podiums almost every week, and he is in the hunt for the race win every time we go to the track. So as we're looking at him right now during warm-up, going to have about 2 minutes of warm-up as these guys get this thing going. We'll go ahead and bring up the schedule while we're watching them as they're wrecking under in warm-up. Good to get it out now. And we'll see. You see, we're at Stafford Motor Speedway, so 5 races left to go. As we hit Stafford, Bristol, the Bull Ring, Richmond, and Hickory are the last 5 races. So we see on the side there we have our format for this. Most folks will have a fixed setup, but this open setup. So guys can really get in here and practice and hone in their setups and find something that fits their driving style. Maybe have a leg up on the competition. So open setups tonight. Usually the fields are capped at 20 cars. You have 15 that qualify in. Go into the feature, and then a five car will transfer from the B main if we have more than 20 cars. But tonight looks like we are right at 15, maybe even 14. I can't tell just right now who's going to be in the race, if there's any race control, but 14, 15 drivers. So we'll jump right into the feature tonight, and we'll get to racing. Won't waste any time. So. But the schedule is going to be good going forward. Stafford is going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough. Your qualifying is going to mean everything. We'll bring that up as soon as they get done warming up. But yeah, tonight's going to be tough. If you don't start near the front, it's going to take a lot of work to get yourself back up there. But we are gridding up now, so let's go ahead and bring that up and look and see who's on the pole. No surprise, Kevin Anderson missed last week. But had a great race a week before. Starting on pole, outside of the front row is Josh Oswald, who we just talked about, the points leader. Looking to extend that points lead tonight. Mike Hasty starting third, Garrett Kinder starting fourth. Mike Steffen starting fifth. Kai Shepard, glad to see him back, starting sixth. Michael Swink starting seventh. Charlie Gates Jr. starting eighth. Sam Wetstein starting ninth. William Griffith starting 10th. Tyler Rice, 11th. Phil Hitman Monzo starting 12th. Hemi Garadini starting 13th. And Alex Veith starting 14th. Going to bring up the rear of the field. So 14 drivers here tonight. Still a good field. Nobody has to worry about not making the race. Everybody's going to make it. And so got a really nice field tonight. I think 14 is probably plenty because it just does not work on the outside. But I'm hoping to be surprised. I'm hoping to see some guys make it work, make some passes. But I think it'll be exciting either way as, some folks that are normally fast, Sam Wetstein, starting near the back, Hemi Gardini, Alex Veeds, a couple of those guys in the back, William Griffith, who are usually not that great at qualifying, but do make their way up towards the front. So I expect to see them move up through the field. But as we get the one to go, we're going to get ready to go racing. Kevin Anderson going to lead us to the green flag tonight. We've got 125 laps, so pace car comes in. So the race is going to start on green. 125 laps, kindersonly.com 125. We're under green. Josh Oswald has to check up just a little bit as he beats Kevin Anderson to the line. I don't know what. I don't know if Josh gets a strong run on the outside, able to make it work. Would like to be able to complete this pass. You don't want to spend too much time up there because he's having to put a whole lot of work in there. And he gets into the wall and makes contact with Kevin Anderson. Kevin Anderson goes spinning down into the infield, and caution is out. So, wow, that's a big deal right there. Two leaders getting together at the beginning of the race. Just as I was just talking, that outside line is just tough. There's just almost no banking at all, and Josh Oswald having to work really hard to get around him on the outside. So I noticed I actually ran Stafford last night in the super late models, and I noticed 1 and 2 is really nice. You can almost dime in the corner a little bit and get a good run off. But 3 and 4 has this weird exit where you almost have to wait just a little bit longer. And if you're on the outside, I think what happened to Josh may be the kind of result of being up too high off of 4 is that car just pushes up. You saw he's trying to keep it out of the wall, may have tagged just a little bit, and gets into the back of Kevin Anderson, or he gets into the side. So we'll actually go back and look at this. See, he doesn't tag the wall. He just the ass end kind of kicks out just a little bit, and he kind of tail slaps Kevin. Everybody else did a great job not piling in, so we didn't have any other casualties. So just the two front runners. But I tell you what's going to make the rest of the race really exciting. I cannot wait to get this thing going back green, as these two guys are going to be fighting to get their way to the front. But if you're Garrett Kinder, Sam Wetstein, you're not happy about this, and you don't want to see your competitors have accidents, go to the back. But if you're trying to get points racing, this is good for Garrett Kinder as he's sitting second in points, quite a few points back. So if Josh is able to get through the field, Garrett's got to really be thinking about those points. Janet Mount says, show me videos of making tickets. Well, I don't know what that means, but you let me know what that means. I'll try to show you some videos of whatever that is. It looks like we're getting ready to go back green. Our new leader, Mike Hasty, who benefited from that, is going to start on the inside of the front row. Going to have control of the restart. Another time of the outside row trying to get a jump and has to back off of it. So Garrett Kinder he's going to lose another spot because of that. As caution is out again. Go back and see what happened. It looks like Tyler Rice just gets in the back of him. Looks like William Griffith was getting sideways as well. So we'll go back and kind of see what happened to him. Saw him wrecking up there. Yeah, it looks like third place in points. Sam Wetstein just gets in a little bit too hot and clips the left rear of William Griffin, sends him around, and then the other two were just a byproduct of people trying to check up there. So already Stafford showing it's difficult to make those passes, and showing that the cars are a little bit difficult to control. These are tight corners. It's hard to get down into it. So already two of our points leaders having trouble. Garrett Kinder looking like right now he'd be sitting pretty close to Josh. I expect to see Josh make his way back up there, but if you're Garrett Kinder, you kind of smiling ear for ear, going, man, this is great. I'm staying out of trouble, and my competitors are already having issues. So, see, a couple guys have already elected to come down and either get a fast repair, most likely, because they only have one set of tires, so they're definitely not coming in and get tires. Got Steve McDonald, our second place finisher from the 87 series, the Clash series that runs on Monday night, in the original Rebels, in chat saying, how do I like the SLM? I really love super late model. You can really get on the back bumper of somebody. You can lean on them a little bit, and it doesn't just completely spin them out. Puts on a great race. Thunderstruck runs super lates on Thursday night. Goat Locker, sort of a sister series to this, and original Rebels, they run some super lates on Tuesday nights. Anytime I can get to a super late model, I'm having a blast. And I'm a big fan of fenders all around the car. That way I can lean on somebody and not hop their rear tire. But pace car comes out. Our leader, Mike Hasty, going to control the restart. Let's see if the outside line can get going and not jump the restart this time. And they both do a good job. Mike stepping gets a little bit high. Has to be careful. That turn 4 exit's a little sketchy. As you see Garrett Kinder working the inside, trying to take that second spot back. Looks like Kai Shepard. Oh, my goodness. And here we are wrecking again. Kai Shepard having some sort of issue. Let's rewind it quick. It looks like the 42 of Alex Veith just gets a little bit loose and comes back up on the track, and Kai Shepard with nowhere to go. So Sam Wetstein in that one as well. So these guys are having a tough go of it so far. Hopefully Sam, you see he's in pits right now getting some damage fixed. He's our third place points. He's in third place in points, excuse me, and looks like he does get his fast repair and gets back out there. So but we're still under green, and we head back up to the front. Check out Mike Hasty as Garrett Kinder is trying to make the best of the situation and run him down. See Garrett drive in pretty deep and then try to let the car push up just a little bit. Let's see if he does it 1 and 2. They're both going to do it here. And try to turn back down to get a straight exit. Both of them doing it. Let's see the difference in line in 3 and 4 as Mike was really hugging that bottom line. Both these guys putting down really quick laps, but I tell you, check in on Josh Oswald, Kevin Anderson, who started on the front row tonight, have made their way back up to 5th and 6th, so already cracking the top 5 as they put a lot of pressure. Kevin Anderson does on Michael Swink. We've got a nice 4-car battle here for third place. As these two drivers who made a little contact early on are having to make their way back up through the field, but check back in with our leaders. As I can tell, they were really, really close. Garrett gets a little bit loose there, it looks like, and has to lose a little bit of run down that straightaway. So not quite able to make a move just yet, it looks like. Just kind of content on riding right there. No point in making any contact at this point in the race. Still almost 100 laps left to go. You definitely don't want that pack of 4 to catch you if you feel like you're faster, but I'm not quite sure he's that much faster just yet. Go back here and check a battle between Phil Hitman Monzo and Charlie Gates Jr. Charlie Gates been working on him for a few laps. Goes and looks into the high side, maybe try to figure out a way to get a run on the outside of Phil, but off of 4, you see just the car will not rotate, and he pushes up to the wall, going to lose a little bit of that, but still trying to make that outside work. Try to get that 7th position. Go back to the lead, and no change here. Garrett's still working on the back bumper of the 72 of Mike Hasty. Talked a little bit about it at the start of the race. You see that Kevin Anderson, Josh Oswald able to run down the back of Stefan and Swink in the black and orange cars, but Swink is trying to find a way around them. Once they got caught up to these guys, it's just hard to really make a move. It's hard to get any momentum off the corner if everybody doesn't make any mistakes, and so these guys are still lined up trying to find a way around each other. You see Kevin Anderson drives really deep into the corner. See Kevin Anderson feels like he is faster, especially he's got a good reason. He started on the pole, so he knows he's got plenty of speed and probably feels like he's faster than these guys, but there's just nowhere to go. That bottom line's just too strong, and it's Mike Stephan and Michael Swink just not making any mistakes that these guys can take advantage of. Gets right onto the bumper of Michael Swink, just not able to make anything happen. Still got plenty of laps left. Desperation doesn't need to set in just yet. You hate to make contact and take somebody out, but everybody's being respectful right now. Just having some really good hard racing up here for third place. We'll check back here in the back as we watch Hemi Gardini getting passed by Alex V. Excuse me, Tyler Rice. No. Oh, I'm sorry, that's Kai Shepard. He's a lap down. Kai, who's a few laps down, trying to make up some some time there as we see Sam Wetstein coming out of pits again. So tough night already for Sam as he's been caught up in a couple incidents, and this is not the point state that he needed. So I hate that for him, but yeah, just a tough. Oh my goodness, Michael Swinks had some sort of issue. Looks like he was going to go down on the apron to get to try to make a move on Mike Steffen. Let's see what happened here as he goes down to the corner. Kevin Anderson just tries to stick the nose up under there, and just no room there. And Kevin gets into the back of him, and Michael Swink goes around. So the first case of just, hey, somebody was trying to find an opening, trying to find a way to get around somebody, and he saw that opening where Swink kind of moved up the track just a little bit, and Kevin tried to get that nose in there real quick, and the door just shut closed, and he was not able to make the pass, and unfortunately for Michael Swink, he was on the receiving end of that. So see William Griffith going around. He's getting the lucky dog. See if he can get back on the lead lap. And he does. So it looks like Kai Shepard is the next driver 1 lap down. And then, of course, we just talked about Sam Wetstein, who's 12 laps down, just having a tough night. But Griff back on the lead lap. Get back into contention of this race. But great race so far. It looks like whenever Josh Oswalt, whenever those two got together, must have went off track. Let's go look and see. As these two get together, for some reason Josh is showing he is in 8th place, so he goes off track, and after that he loops it. So Michael Swink's going around, and he grabs some of the grass, trying to miss the miss that wreck, and gets into the grass and spins out. And that's going to allow a couple drivers to get around him, while iRacing kind of assumed he was part of that incident. So he's going to lose a few spots for that. And right now, Garrett Kinder, he's probably sweating, going, man, I don't know what's everybody in the race for this championship has already had some issues and having a bunch of them, and he's kind of like, am I next? I don't know. But he's doing a great job of keeping his nose clean, saving those tires. Got plenty of laps left to go, and just riding behind Mike Hasty, not trying to get too big of a hurry. So looks like Kevin Anderson was given an EOL for that. So Kevin Anderson will have to go back to the back of the pack and make his way through the field yet again. But pace car is out, and we are on the leaders here as Mike Hasty and Garrett Kinder are going to lead us to the green flag. Mike Hasty gets a good start. Garrett Kinder gets a better start than last time he was on the front row. So he's going to drive it into the first corner, try to make that high line work. And he does. Gets a great run off of turn 2. And he is right on the back bumper. You see Charlie Gates starting to put a little pressure on Mike Steffen. Charlie Gates running a few positions back. Garrett Kinder looks like he was trying to get his nose in there, but wasn't able to. Starting to get spread out so far. We'll head back here, check on Alex V to see what he's up to. We don't want to miss a pass for the lead, but we want to get everybody on the broadcast and show off their paint scheme, to show them off racing. Everybody's doing really hard racing throughout this whole field. So we watch Alex V try to hold off Josh Oswalt. Michael Swing trying to get around Hitman Monzo is got a nice little battle back here. William Griffith just got the lucky dog, so he's on his way back to the front, getting back on the lead lap. He's going to follow Kevin Anderson, as Kevin Anderson probably going to be a man on the mission. Luckily, the field's only 14 drivers, 13 really at this point, or 12 on the lead lap. So not too many cars to drive through. It's just going to be difficult. As you get closer and closer to the front, your tires are going to be even more wore out, and the competition gets stronger. So he's going to have it's going to get tougher and tougher as he gets through this field. Check back on the leaders, see if Garrett Kinder is able to do anything. Looks like Mike Hasty has them covered so far. The track position is going to mean everything. As long as he can keep it on the bottom. I'm not really sure what Garrett can do other than just try to give him the chrome horn, see if he can move him up out of the groove. But at this point, I think everybody's probably thinking the same thing. Is hey, let's take care of these tires. Let's make sure that we make them all the way. In the 87 series, we had a bunch of guys blow right front tires, and don't expect to see that tonight, as these guys are well aware of only having one set of tire every week, and they usually do a good job of taking care of them. So they can't pass anybody hardly, so it makes it a little bit easier to save tires. Oh, you see Mike Hasty got a little bit high in turn one, and you saw Garrett Kinder ready to strike. So, oh, he gets right on the back bumper. Mike going to take a look down to the inside, not just yet, as he drives down in the corner, going to try to get a good run off of turn two. But Mike Hasty gets has a great turn there, so he's able to get that gap going. Mike Hasty looks really good in 1 and 2. Garrett Kinder looks a little bit better in 3 and 4, so they seem to be trading a little bit of time back and forth in each one of those turns. You see Garrett just not able to get the run that Mike is, but whenever we go into turn 3 and 4, Garrett gets a little bit better run here. So Garrett gonna have to figure something out in 1 and 2. Check in on Josh Oswald, who's up to 4th. He's our points leader, so he's recovered nicely from that first little incident. So he can take a couple breaths as he's made his way back in the top 5. Kevin Anderson made up a couple spots, but is quite a bit behind. He's about 2.5 seconds from 7th place Michael Swink, and I would imagine Michael Swink not too keen on, just as he's making a move on Alex Veith. Neither one of them going to be too keen on just letting him by. So everybody's pretty much kind of spread out, just trying to run their race. Michael Swink making a couple passes. Garrett Kinder still right on the back bumper of Mike Hasty. And of course, we saw this a few weeks ago with Kevin Anderson, who had a couple guys just all over his back bumper, and they were trying so hard to get around him. They ended up burning their stuff up just trying to get around him, and he was able just to run his line, look out the front windshield, and they were able to pick up that victory. So Mike Hasty, he's got a good memory. He'll think back to that and say, well, he's either going to have to move me or pass me, by using a little bit more tire than what I've got to use. So he just needs to not make any mistakes, don't get out of the groove, don't hit the wall, and make it as tough as you can for Garrett. board with Garrett Kinder here as we're just kind of try to analyze what he's doing, what Mike's doing, and see Garrett's able to find a way. The last couple times at 3 and 4, he's been a little bit too high. You saw last lap he was, you see Mike Hasty gets a little bit loose. That's going to open up the gap there, and Garrett Kinder going to go to the inside. Got to run down the inside, and he's going to make the pass going into 3 and 4. Just waited for his moment, and Mike Hasty finally made a mistake, and now Mike's getting into the wall off of 4, trying to make a crossover move. So Garrett Kinder with a fantastic show of patience, waited and waited, and Hasty finally made a mistake in 1 and 2, allowing Garrett to get a run on him and make that pass. So Garrett Kinder up to the lead now, up three places where he started. So you got the lead now, so you need to take care of your tires and make sure that you don't let the competition run you down later, as we're just over halfway. So a lot of racing still left to go, as it looks like we're going to have a clean race for the most part. So there won't be any cautions to catch you back up, as we watch Josh Oswald try to find his way around Mike Steffen. As Michael Swink has moved up into the top 5. When you have to get on the gas sooner than the other guy and you're trying to get that run off the corner, he's wheeling it. You can see the front tires going left to right off that last turn. He's trying to find a little bit of grip to make that pass. Mike Steffen just teasing him a little bit, showing him that inside, saying, hey man, here you go right here, and then getting that good run off. Gets a little bit loose down into 1 and 2. Josh, he goes down and really kind of parks it on the bottom, try to keep Josh from getting there, and Josh unable to make it on the outside. So great battle here for 3rd place, as these two can really see the leaders. They are not getting away from them at all. Everybody's running really close lap times. The top 5 are lap times are pretty dead even. Kevin Anderson about a 10th off the pace. On back, it just kind of goes a 10th, and just kind of on back. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense, what I just said. It just progressively gets a little bit slower through the field as far as lap times. So. Back here, check on some other battles, as Sam Wetsign is sitting in the grass here, and looks like he toes, and like he may have just gone off track and looped it, and he just takes a tow. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know why he needed to take a tow. Let's see if we can go back and look. Oh, he just drives down in there and clips the back bumper of Hemi. Didn't wreck, just kind of shot through the grass and just came to a complete stop. Maybe a little bit of frustration, aggravation out of Sam. It's been a tough night for him. He's had just a rough night, so may just want to call it a night. As we see the leaders fighting a little bit of lap traffic now, as they put Hemi Gherardini a lap down. Garrett Kinder not really pulling away from Mike Hasty, which makes sense. They seemed like they were pretty close. It just took a mistake from Hasty to lose that lead. And you see Hasty being really aggressive, trying to run on the apron, trying to find a little bit of turn in the middle, putting those left sides on that lesser banked apron area. helps the car turn through the middle, but I just don't know if the drive off is going to be there. But so far so good for Garrett Kendrick. We check back with the battle for third place between Mike Steffen and Josh Oswald. Josh not able to get around Mike Steffen so far. It's been really close for a while, just hasn't been able to get a run. As these tires start to wear out a little bit, it gets harder and harder to find that grip, get that right rear hooked up, and get a run off the corner. Really going to have to hope for either some lap traffic interference or kind of what Garrett did, just wait on a mistake. That way you can kind of scoot on through as lap car is on the inside. Probably not what these guys wanted, but still nice that he slowed down and just kind of let them have it anyway. Garrett Kinder and Mike Hasty starting to pull away from these two. Check in on Hitman Monzo running in 11th place. As he can kind of see out his back windshield. He can see the leader, Garrett Kinder, starting to creep into the picture. Is it's a good view of that logo. But Phil probably looking for a caution here. Would love to see it anytime soon. That way he doesn't have to rely on a lucky dog and he can get caught up to the field, stay on the lead lap. But based on lap times, these two are coming fast. Been a fantastic race. There's been a lot to talk about. A lot of guys having issues. Kevin Anderson, Josh Oswald, Sam Wetstein. Two or three of those are our points leaders having issues tonight. And so it's kind of jumbled up the field. Garrett Kinder right now, though, taking advantage of that, trying to make up as many points as he can. Some 20 points behind Josh, give or take a few. So any position he can gain, if he can get up here, lead a bunch of laps, win the race, that's the best he can do. Try to make up some points. So check in with Josh Oswald, still not able to get around Mike Steffen. Seems to be faster, as Mike has not been able to pull a gap on Josh. But like I said, Stafford is just such a bottom. There's just no banking, not really any way of generating a run off the corner. So Josh gets tight off of turn 4 and is going to clip the wall. Actually hit it pretty hard. So I'm not sure if he's going to have any damage, but our points leader having another issue tonight. That's definitely not what you want to see. Hopefully his car is not. I don't know, that right rear looks a little out of place. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll check his lap time to see if he's off the pace. But he definitely lost some time to Mike Steffen, who he's been working on for quite a long time. As it doesn't look like it's hurting him too bad. He still looks like his pace is really good, on par with the leader and Mike Steffen. So looks like he just kind of grazed the wall a little bit. Suspension, everything's still fine. So good for him. I didn't want to see that to happen. Of course, he really wanted to get around Mike Steffen and try to get clear of him and start making up some time on 72 of Hasty, because Kevin Anderson is starting to make up some time. Kevin Anderson actually the fastest car on the track right now. About a tenth faster than the leader. So, of course, they'll definitely be slower just dealing with the lap cars here, is trying to make their way around these guys. But so far, it's all Garrett Kinder, as he is about a second and a half ahead of Mike, and then about 3 seconds ahead of Mike Steffen. So those guys that I just mentioned, Oswald, Kevin Anderson, Michael Swink, while they are putting down fast lap times and making their way up to the front, they got a long way to go with not a long time to get there, as we are getting down to about 26 laps to go here. So that will click off quick at 18.5-second lap time. So not a lot of time if you're going to, make up some time and try to get a win. So we go back, watch this battle. Been one of the better battles of the night, as Josh just trying as hard as he can to get around Mike, but Mike doing a great job of holding him off. Josh definitely fast and gets into the wall, able to run Mike Steffen back down. So there's a lot of speed there. And Garrett is not pulling away from these two, at least. About 3 seconds still. So if Josh can ever, we do have a crash just like Hitman Monzo. Goes off track, makes some contact. But we stay green, no caution. I'd be curious to see if Josh can ever get around him, how much ground he can make up on the leaders. Is these two, like I said, they're both kind of running down Garrett and Mike. So got some side-by-side racing here. Is Kai Shepard and Hemi Gardini. Couple lap down cars trying to race, as William Griffith is trying to run down Charlie Gates Jr. We haven't talked about Alex Veith that much tonight, just a few times, but he's having the best race out of anybody. I think he was in one little incident, or maybe caught the grass or something. I can't really remember, but he's up 7 spots from where he started. He started all the way at the back, so he's having a really nice race. The business picking up here at the front. Josh Oswald, Mike Steffen starting to run down Mike Hasty, as Josh has been working Mike for a while now, but they are actually starting to run down the two leaders. Guys who have been taking care of their tires are starting to maybe make their way. As Mike Hasty gets sideways into the corner, he's going to lose a lot of momentum. That's going to allow Mike Steffen, Josh Oswald to get to his back bumper, and Steffen is going to look to the inside. Hasty drives really hard into the corner to try to hang on to that position, but Steffen is there. Josh Oswald looking to go along with him. Mike Hasty, I feel terrible for him. He's just not going to be able to hold on to that, as we are under caution, and the crash happened right in front of the leaders. Looks like Hemi Gardini has an incident. Let's go and see what happened to him. like Hitman Monzo was trying to go underneath, and that was right in front of the leader. You see Garrett Kinder, that pink car, and then the rest of the top 4 or 5. That happened right in front of them. So very scary incident there as Hemi and Hitman Monzo get together. Well, I know Garrett Kinder did not want to see that, as he had a very commanding lead, and even though those 2 or 3 were catching those drivers, they still had to make a pass on Mike Hasty, and they were making that pass when that caution came out. So Garrett Kinder did not want to see that caution, as we're probably going to go green with about 11 laps to go, and Stefan and Oswald have shown a lot of speed, especially long run speed. So, but Garrett Kinder let these tires cool off a little bit. And there's no point in saving tires now, so everybody's going to be going as hard as they possibly can. We'll see who saved the most. Garrett Kinder's going to drop through the grass and cool those tires off a little bit. He's going to need all the grip he can get on this restart here, as these guys are going to be all over him. You know, I would imagine re-racking them with about 11 laps to go. I would imagine this is not the last caution that we're going to see. I hope so. I'd love to see them race it out, but I can just imagine there's a lot of guys out here who want to win this race, want to have a good finish, and I can imagine with this being a one-lane track that this will not be the last caution that we see. As we are doubled up, getting ready to go green. We will have 10 laps to go once we get the green flag. 10 laps to settle it. A lot of drama, a lot of back and forth in this race, but as I'm not really sure what's going on here. We are still under yellow, so it looks like the pace car is coming back on the track. May have had some issues where people were lining up or not ready for the restart, not sure, but here we are getting ready to go green now as Garrett Kinder gets a great run. Michael Stefan gets a little bit too high, and he's gonna try to make that inside work, but Mike Hasty, he said, I'm there, and he's going to give him a little bit of shove going into turn 1, and that's going to move Michael Stefan outside the top 5. He's dropping like a rock as Kevin Anderson under Josh Oswald, fighting for that 3rd place. Garrett Kinder riding off into the sunset as these guys are battling. We've got a huge cluster of cars here as Mike Stefan trying to make his way back up through there after getting pushed off into turn 1. Great job of saving that, not looping it. But don't look now. William Griffith trying to put his flag inside the top 5, and he does as Michael Swink tries to go. There's a lot of stuff going on. Michael Swink trying to get on the inside, and William Griffith making a pass on Mike Hasty. Like Mike may have some damage or what, I'm not real sure. Gets a little bit loose, lost a lot of momentum, so he's all the way back to 5th place. So 6 laps to go. There's a whole cluster of cars second on back. Garrett Kinder has a huge lead, but we'll check the lap times as we come across the line and see if there's enough time and see if these two can make it up to the front, as they were definitely faster at the end of that run. But yeah, a little bit faster, maybe not enough with only 4 laps to go, but he is definitely faster. So Garrett Kinder just needs to be mistake-free. We've seen all night you cannot. It's so hard to pass without just running through somebody. So they run all 3 ran identical lap times that time around. So Garrett Kinder finding a little bit of extra to get this victory. That's what you do when you're a winner. You find that little bit of extra speed. As we cross the line, 2 laps to go. Top 3 are pretty much identical again. So Garrett Kinder, all he has to do is just not make a mistake, drive his car, drive his line like he's been doing. Don't try anything new. As he comes against the white flag, 1 lap to go. Can Kevin and Josh do anything with Garrett? Garrett gets a little bit wide. It turns 1 and 2, but getting a great run off the corner. 8/10 now is Kevin Anderson's with a valiant effort, a great job, but Garrett Kinder is going to win. The Kinder's only 125. What a fantastic race. Kevin Anderson, Josh Oswald, what a great recovery by those 2 drivers, making their way back up to the front and having a great finish. Just ran out of laps. Could not get back up there to the lead. But congratulations, Garrett Kinder. He's our winner tonight with a great race. Just stayed out of trouble. Was patient. Running in second there for a while. Just waited for a mistake. A mistake happened. He was able to take the lead and never gave it back up. So congratulations to Garrett Kinder. I know Kevin Kinder in chat is going to be happy to hear that and is glad to see this winner. So he does a little bit of burnouts. Celebrate that victory. Going to gain some points on Josh Oswald in the point standings as he gets, he got it from the front and back, man. That's tough because they're just flying in there. Well, and while we wait, let's go over the results. Garrett Kinder, Kevin Anderson, Josh Oswald are top 3. William Griffith with a great run in 4th place. Mike Steffen rounds out the top 5 with a great run as well. Michael Swink in 6th. Mike Hasty having a little bit of trouble late there. Finished 7th. Charlie Gates Jr. in 8th. Alex Veith in 9th. And Kai Shapper bringing up the top 10. Tyler Rice finished 11th. Phil Hitman Monzo finished 12th. Hemi Garradini finished 13th. Sam Wetstein with a disappointing 4th or 14th. I know he didn't have a great night, so I hate to see somebody have a race but just did not go his way. So he'll be glad to get out of here, I'm sure. But let's go ahead and let's talk to our 3rd place finisher. Let's talk to Josh Oswald. Hey, Josh, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. Got you now.
Yeah, man. Well, hey, look, that was a tough race. You had an incident early on, and end up having to work your way through the field, and you did. You stayed out of trouble after that first incident, and you were just. It was tough to pass. It seemed like it was hard to get around guys. You were patiently trying to. You're running fourth there for a long time, trying to find a way around. Um, Mike Steffen, yeah.
I chased him for quite a while.
Yeah, just it seemed like it was tough to pass. Kind of talk me through about the conditions out there. I mean, and talk me through your race as you had that incident early on, trying to make your way back up to the front without having any more issues.
If you could get it done on the outside on a restart, you could. I mean, surprising to me, I've never gotten loose on the outside like that in the initial start when I was going for the lead. I've never had it snap loose like that, and I hated it. Caused me the troubles and Kevin Anderson some trouble. I apologize for that. It was, the car just snapped loose and there wasn't much room between me, him, and the wall. So unfortunately with that, just kind of had to grin and bear it. And then coming up through, I think Michael Swink got turned and I tried to avoid that and slid and spun in the grass, and it took 4 spots away from me. And at that point, I knew Kinder was out front, and we're points racing, so I just wanted to minimize the damage. Keep we have 4 races left after this now. I think I'll have somewhere around 18 or 19 point lead. So I just gotta, if he's going to be in front of me, keep it to a minimum. On our chase for the title.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you did everything right after that first little incident, and you stayed clean. You made your way all the way and finished in third place, and you like you said minimized any kind of point gain that Garrett could gain on you. But how nervous were you when you slapped the wall that one time following Mike Steffen? I saw you get into the wall, almost climbed it. How nervous were you at that point?
Oh, I did, and from my view, I did climb it a little bit, and I just wanted to take a lap or two after that. I was just hoping it didn't give any engine damage or anything like that. And the car still drove pretty darn good after. I mean, it was only a 2X, so it really didn't. If anything, I think it knocked my camber in a little bit on the right front, maybe helped me turn a little bit better. But it's a solid day. I said from the beginning, this battle for the points was going to be tight, and where it's going to be decided at Hickory. Last season I was able to clinch it a week early, and I knew going into this one that wasn't going to be the case. So it's looking forward to the battle, though. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. Well, the races are not always going to go your way, and sometimes to be a champion, you have to weather storms, and I think that's what you did tonight. So, congratulations on third place finish. Anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs?
I'd like to thank you for taking care of the broadcast, Thunderstruck admins. Uh, Shout out to Magic Mike, Big Frig Coolers, and my friends and family that watch at home.
All right, man. Well, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Well, all right. Well, that was Josh Oswald, our third place finisher. Let's get Kevin Anderson in the booth. Kevin, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me? Kevin, this is Eddie in the booth. You got me?
Oh, I got you. You got me?
Hey, Kevin, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, congratulations. A great second place finish. I know you probably definitely wanted that win. You started on the pole and just kind of had an accident between you and Josh and just kind of mired yourself back there. You had an EOL, so you had to fight back. Just a lot of just one of those tough, gritty races for you. You would love to run up front all night, but towards the end, you were able to make your way all the way back up to second place and a few more laps, I think you might have had something for Garrett. But kind of talk me through your race. How'd it go, and tell us how it went from your point of view. Excuse me.
Yeah, I don't think I would have had anything from then. I kind of wore my stuff out through the middle part of the race, that real last, really long green run. I really wore everything out. But yeah, I mean, started out good, fastest practice and qualifying. And I know Josh, I guess he must have kissed the wall a little bit, bounced off and caught me. And so we had to start over again. And I caught up to the back up to the 51. And I don't know what happened there. I thought I had room, but under he slid up, and I thought I had room under him, and I guess he came back down. And I just tapped him a little tiny bit, and just enough to spin him. So I had to come from the back again.
Well, hey, you did a great job, man. A lot of patience. I can tell from your driving, just watching you the few times that I've seen you on the track, is you're a really clean driver. You had an incident where you got in the back of somebody. That's not normal for you, but you seem to be a really consistent driver. Very small amount of mistakes and able to take advantage of when guys are making those mistakes. And tonight just proves it, coming from the back basically twice and taking home second place. So congratulations on second place. Um, yeah, is anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs?
Yeah, I'd thank my teammates at Roca Nation and Moneymaker Motorsports, and we try to get into these leagues and compete and have fun. But basically, what we're trying to do is have fun. So. But yeah, and thank you for doing a great job broadcasting. Appreciate it, and thank Thunderstruck. Still a great job here.
Well, I know you're disappointed. Second place, not what you wanted, but still, man, congratulations again. Great finish, and hope to see you next week.
Oh yeah, I'll be here. I should be here next week,
Yeah, we're in
unless something
Bristol
comes
next
up.
week.
Yeah, well, that's real fun track.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
With
absolutely.
these
So,
things, I get dizzy on that track with these things. So
well,
yeah, but about first, me trying to drive clean. I mean, that's my goal, to be fast, be competitive, and race everybody clean, because that's the way I expect to be raced as well. I don't like tapping on anybody. I want to apologize to the 51 car. I'm sure of his name right now, but Yeah, that's not what I want to do. Like I said before, I thought I had his clean line under him, but I guess he must have caught it and came back down and just caught him just a little bit. And I don't like doing that, but it
Well,
happens.
yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations again, man. We'll look forward to see you next week.
All right, and thank you.
All right. Well, that was our second place finisher. Let's bring in our winner, Garrett Kinder. I'm struggling tonight, y'all. I'm sorry. Well, Garrett, the city, the booth, you got me?
I got you loud and clear, Eddie.
Man, you won the kindersonly.com 125, man. Congratulations. What a race, man. Taking advantage of guys' mistakes. You ran a really smart race. You were on camera a lot just running up front. You rode behind Hasty for a long, long time, just waiting on a mistake, and it finally happened. You were able to take the lead, and you never gave it back up as guys were having issues. Points leaders, Sam, and points leader Josh Oswald having issues. So, kind of talk me through your race, man. I don't know if you have much to talk about,
I mean,
but
and you're exactly right. That
yeah,
was kind of the plan going here to this track. It's pretty flat in the turns, so I had a feeling that there was going to be some guys pushing up. I was pushing up, if I overdrove it for sure, but that's what a lot of it was, just kind of waiting to capitalize on mistakes. Mike Hasty, man, he ran a phenomenal race. It was a blast just running around him, and it wasn't that I was just riding behind him. I was trying to dig the whole time. It's just finally, I guess he slipped up just enough, or maybe his tires started to go, that I was able to make something happen good underneath him. But so big shout out to him, man. That was fun running up there. We had gapped the field by like 2 seconds, and we were just running away with it. So big shout out to Mike Hasty. That was fun.
yeah, fantastic race, man. Towards the end there, I mean, what was I know you saw those guys coming. Were you kind of just taking it easy? Do you feel like you had some car left, or did you think you maybe burned them up a little bit, or towards the end there, those guys were gonna or may have been able to run you down. So were you just trying to take it easy, make sure you didn't make any mistakes?
So that was part of it. And then if I ever gapped somebody about a second and a half, I would take it easy for about a lap or two, let them get back down to a second, and then I'd start running hard again, just trying to cool those tires down, trying to play it smart, trying to save a little bit for restarts. I know if I kept the lead, I'd have an advantage, especially like a green light checker situation. If I could just get out and get single file and let them, go double file behind me, then they wouldn't get very good exits on corner exits. So it wouldn't be that big a deal. So yeah, it was a little bit of saving, a little bit of gap management, and just trying to hold on to the lead.
Well, man, congratulations! What a great win. It was just a flawless race by you, just a methodical type deal where you were taking advantage of guys' mistakes, being smart. Really, really good racing. I don't want to blow smoke up your butt, but you just had a
Oh
great
no, keep
race, and
going, please. By all means, please keep going.
you deserve that win because you're able to minimize mistakes. You were patient. You didn't get in too big of a hurry, and you were able to take the win. So you definitely deserve the win tonight. So congratulations. Any shout out sponsors? Anybody you want to shout out tonight?
Of course, I always got to thank Kinder Farm and Ranch. They sponsor me in absolutely everything I do. Mom, Dad, everybody watching back home, love y'all to pieces. Miss y'all like crazy. Eddie, thank you. Open the booth, man. I love going back and watch these broadcasts. Any broadcast you do, man, I'm just a big fan of them. And man, just to be honest, not to blow smoke up your butt, but I'm just a big fan of yours overall. And big shout out to Josh Oswald, man. He had some tough luck. Points leader tonight, ended up getting shuffled back to the back a couple times. It worked his way up to third place. So heck of a run for him. Yeah, I think he probably passed the most cars pretty easily. Kevin Anderson, he was wicked fast in practice for sure. So seeing him finish P2 is no shocker there. And once again, like I said, Mike Hasty, I don't know how he ended up as far back as he did, but it's unfortunate because he had a fast car tonight. Of course, I'll thank all my teammates over at Reaper Racing, BDE Racing, and everybody over here at Thunderstruck Super Series that makes it what it is, man. This is short track racing's where it's at. I'm all about it.
That's a lot of fun. Well, one last thing before you go. Talk about the points lead and the point situation. Sam Wetsign had a tough time tonight, so that kind of really, and you went in and Josh finished in third. That really solidifies you two as sort of the front runners for the championship as we head down, and you guys run up front every week. Um, I know the answer is just finish as high as I can finish and win the race, but how you feeling going in? About 18 points probably after this race, headed with 4 races to go. Kind of what's your plan, what's your strategy to try to get this championship?
Man, honestly, it's just kind of what I did tonight. We were talking, me and Oswald were talking about it just a little bit ago. Man, if I can nickel and dime it to where it's a Duke, it's a within a point or two going into Hickory at the end of the season, then man, we're going to put on a heck of a show. That's for sure. It's going to be an absolute blast. Last season he was able to basically have a bye week for the last couple races because he had so many points stacked up. I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen this season. If he's going to win it, he's dang sure going to work for it. I'm going to be right behind him the entire time.
Love it, man. I love it. I love friendly competition. I love guys making each other better, and I feel like that's what's going on here.
Oh yeah,
Is you
Oswald, man, he's my boy. Me and Oswald, we get along great. He's probably one of my best friends in this league, over in Rebels too. Heck of a guy. But whenever we come out on the track, we'll race each other clean, but we're not giving any slack. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, I'm looking forward to the next 4 races, man. Good luck to you, and congratulations tonight on the win. And just a hell of a race by you.
I appreciate it, Eddie.
Well, there you have it, guys. Winner Garrett Kinder makes tightens up the points lead as we head down to the second half of the schedule. We're down here at Stafford, you see, so we got 4 laps, or 4 laps. Good grief. We got 4 races left to go, and they're going to be fun ones. I cannot wait for next week. The last Bristol race that these guys ran was a nail biter. Was just so much fun. So if you're gonna come watch any race, and you want to hear me as excited as I can be, next week is going to be that week. Because I just cannot wait to watch these guys take it around Bristol. The way these cars run that high line, guys with open setups, you can kind of work a couple different lanes. It's going to be fun. But we're going to see how this championship um, race ends up. 4 races to go. I mean, if Garrett can, chop off 4 points, 4 points a week, he's going to be right there for Hickory. So, um, awesome to see a good points battle. That's always good as you get down towards the end. So, but anyway, I just want to thank everybody watching: Brandon Wallace, Alex V, Steve McDonald, Kevin Kinder, everybody that was watching in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. I want to thank the Thunderstruck guys, Josh Oswalt, and the admins for allowing me to broadcast. I sure do appreciate it, and it's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor. So, I'm glad to call y'all's races, and looking forward to the rest of the season. So, y'all have a good night.